Hello, Virgo. This is your April 15th to April 30th, 2017 read. I may have cards falling out. I don't even know if those... No, we'll see. Okay. Those are support cards. Morgan Greer Tarot for the main read. Lucy's Cavendish's Magical Spell cards for the support cards. Alright. Alright, we may have to do those. I'm getting there's some work going on already. Yeah, the work. Okay. That's the card we need? Okay, so now I'm interested to know if the energy I'm kind of feeling right now goes with this reading. Because I kind of, like, all of a sudden I felt the need to do this quick and to get right into it and get it done. And I'm like, why did I, like, have this surge, like, just to do it. And I'm thinking that might fit here. Which is interesting, because you got the Knight and Queen of Pentacles, like, working together. But they're also, if you notice, they're, like, pointing in the same direction. The Queen's leading, the Knight is following her lead and carrying out whatever she decides needs to be done. The Queen is kind of pushing up towards you. So I feel like you have definitely a say in it. I don't know if you're running the show, but you definitely have a say in it. And going into it, there's a lot of work that needs to be done is kind of what I'm getting. The King of Pentacles is like popping out right down here in the bottom. I feel like the King of Pentacles is a part of this in a like an advisory type role. I feel like he's advising and saying what he's seeing, what needs to be done, and you're carrying it out with the Knight. But there's a like Pentacles, King, Queen, Knight. I think we're just missing the page. I believe there's a page in this deck. But even though I say that, in your outcome you have the Two of Pentacles, which kind of has a page feel for it to me because of the youthful person on it. Pentacles all over this. I have 1 swords, 1 rod, 1 cups, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pentacles, if I can count. Actually, 2 swords. Alright, now I'm getting 2 cards that are they're denoting travel. But like this feels very rushed and it's uncomfortable. Which would make sense for an earth sign, especially Virgo. Most of the time, they're very, like, let's get things done, let's do things in a certain fashion, in a certain way, let's plan it out, dedicated effort, especially with dedicated effort. And I feel like things are rushed, and they have to be done. And the King of Pentacles is, like, advising what's not going right, and this has to be quickly changed. Excuse me. And it's not about liking that it has to be changed, it has to be changed. Something has to change now, because this is... Every moment that goes on, it gets worse. That's what I'm feeling. Now, what is happening? This is affecting someone else, too. It's affecting someone else. There's a problem or something. I almost feel like the King of Pentacles is stepping back because he feels like, either he feels or you feel that it's not going to go well. Because because of his strength and how it will come through, it won't work out well. So you and the Knight are going into this. But the King is like definitely a part of it. He's just stepping back. I feel like that's part of like your say in the matter. Like let me do this. Let me do this so this works out. I know this has to change fast, and I'm going to make it happen. But let's do this. Excuse me. Now there's an interesting thing here. There's something going on right in the middle here. And I feel like you're trying to stop somebody from making a bad decision. Is that what you're doing? Something is going fast here. You're trying to stop something from going awry. I do really feel that. The environment, this is another person in the environment. And I feel like they're trying to, I don't know, I feel like things aren't going to work out the way they originally planned, and they're going to be upset about it. The question I'm wondering is, like, are you making sure that things don't go awry? Like, is this for the best that this didn't happen? I don't think this person is seeing it that way, but I feel like either you're picking up the pieces after something falls apart, or you're making sure something doesn't go down a really dark road. One of the two. And the person involved is really upset about it. Like, they seem to think that it should have worked out a certain way. I think it's going to depend on your circumstances, whether it's something you're definitely getting involved in to stop because you're like, this is going to go really bad, you can't do this. Or it's something that fell apart and you're rushing in to pick up the pieces. And there's almost like the King of Pentacles kind of has that I told you so type feel to him. And that's why he's stepping back, because he knows the person upset is just going to feel more upset about it. Or you're feeling that the person this is affecting is going to feel more upset about it because of that. But the King of Pentacles is definitely involved. There's a lot of earth energy here, which makes me feel like you have this, things are going the way you think they should. I feel like even though the person this happens to, they feel like they feel very upset that it didn't work out the way they thought it would. I feel like you're thinking this is better now than later. My dogs love to bark when I do readings lately. It seems to be the thing. They don't bark at any time until I pull out the cards. And they're like, well, I think it's time to bark. That seems to be the thing this past month and a half. Kind of makes it hard for me to tell people that they don't bark when they're barking when I do readings. All the time. Now, something changed. Something changed direction here. Below this, is that there? Okay. This is the Three of Rods, and it's kind of hidden behind this card. The way I was seeing it, his face was peeking out with one rod out there, and I feel like something happened to change direction, and you're feeling this is going a lot better direction now. Like something was supposed to happen or was en route to happen, but it didn't. Like, I feel like in a lot of cases your action stops something from going awry. Like you stopped something. That's how it's coming through. So I'm just going to honor that. Excuse me. Now that card usually, it can denote travel, a new endeavor, getting into stuff like that. But in this case, and I always read cards based on how I feel they're coming across to me, I feel like you took some action to put this back in order. You stopped something from going awry. And I feel like there's a worry through this whole situation that somebody's going to leave the picture, or there's going to be dire consequences. I feel like this is more like this. I know what this card says, but it really feels like you're worried that somebody's going to really suffer for a bad decision, and they're going to have to pay for it for a while. Like it's almost like I feel like this boat is on its trip to like a prison, and this person is going to be imprisoned for a while if they don't change their course right now. And that's kind of how this feels to me. Like the person behind them is taking them somewhere where they're gonna have to pay for something, or something's gonna go. They're just gonna be stuck somewhere for a while. Like the person behind them is kind of just taking them away, but not really connected in the same sense as you are with them. This card is coming up very weird right now. I feel like I feel like there's like a falseness to this card. I feel like the person in the back here with the green on, I feel like there's something not right there. Like they have other ideas, other plans, and they're trying to take this person with them somewhere, something to that effect, and it's just not a good idea. I don't know. That's interesting how that card's coming, because I don't like how it feels, but I feel like that's the worry. I also feel like you're doing your best to appease the King of Pentacles. Just to remind everybody, when these readings come up, especially when they're general, unless for some reason something pulls through or I feel like it's actually male or female, typically only with direct reads, I wouldn't get caught up to the gender. There's a couple people here. The Queen of Pentacles could denote a male. You know what I mean? the King of Pentacles could denote a female who's very much in control and trying to look out for the situation, is very strong and very usually in control of the situations. Has nothing to do with gender, just so you know. So link up to it the way you feel it links up best for you. Just like go with your gut instinct on it. That's all I'm saying. With your supportive cards, I just get the Glamour card, which however you're taking this information, I feel like you're trying not only to get along with the King of Pentacles, which I do feel like you very much typically do get along with the King of Pentacles, but I feel like you're looking at the situation like it needs a little bit more finesse, a little bit more coddling. I feel like you're being very sensitive to other people and other people's needs. Your primary goal is to have this not go completely crazy and not to have things go terribly awry. And if you have to be really nice or swallow your pride or just take a couple hits for the team, then so be it. And that's kind of how I feel like you're coming at it. Like, no, this has to work out. I can't afford to have people go at each other. I can't get emotional myself. This has to work out. So I'm going to keep it on an even keel because I need to make sure this works out. It's not about like how everybody feels. It's about how this can work out so we can all be okay afterwards. And then afterwards, we can deal with the feelings, which are very important. But right now, this has to work out. This can't go this way. Okay. Excuse me. Now, at first, I feel like you do get it going back in the right direction. You got the Ace of Pentacles there. You're stopping this from going, at least you're stopping this from right away. I feel like there's two different outcomes going on, depending how this connects for you. One of two things. You have either the ship sails away, in other words, the problem is done, kind of moves on. I feel like for a lot more of you, though, it's more of a waste state. So a pause. Excuse me, with the coughing. Good for the love of Pete. It's like you're waiting. It's like you held it off for a while, but it's going to come back around. And I feel like the Three of Cups means you're having talks and you're trying to talk it out. And it may be a situation where you just need to understand more about what's happening, and you need to understand more of what's going on. It may be that. I feel like your initial reason for talking it out, you're trying to seem sympathetic, you're trying to seem cooperative with it. I feel like you're not really into this coming around again. You're kind of feeling like I stopped this once, and I'm not into this coming around a second time. So let me find out what's going on. What is the connection here? Why are we so tied up in this? And you're feeling very sympathetic with a grain of salt, a big grain of salt. And what I mean by that is, like, I feel like you're coming off like you're on their side, and you are on their side. You do care about them, but you're not seeing it their way. But you want to understand why they're seeing it the way they're seeing it, and you're trying to like find ways to like make sure this doesn't happen again because you're worried. Like, all right, we stopped this once, but this is going to come around again. I just have that feeling, or you have flat out evidence that this is coming around again. So you're kind of like, all right, what do I need to understand here? What's going on behind the scenes that, like, because what's causing this? And not for nothing, and I feel like this is kind of how you're thinking about it, not for nothing. Sure, this happened here, and maybe I stopped this one, but is this going to happen again with somebody else? Is this going to happen again with a different situation? Like, what's at the root here? What's the root of this? What's causing this? And I feel like you're trying to get into the deeper part of the situation. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you making this decision? Why did that seem like an option? Like, you're into the why. The reason you're into the why is because you feel like if you find out the why, you can, like, rebuild or, like, kind of get in there and maybe pull out that root. See? There they go. They love it. Are you reading? Okay, great. Let's spark. That's the best time. Guys! Yeah, I know. I love you too. Calm down. I know. Oh, yeah, you told him, didn't you? Probably a big old vicious rabbit, I'm sure. Lost my train of thought. That's not cool. I think we did get to the end of this, though. Because I feel like at the end of this, and it's not that it would be rare for a Virgo, you're taking a very stable, where did this come from? I got to figure this out. I need to know, excuse me, you want to pull out that dandelion root. That's kind of the image I'm getting. Like, Excuse me. The cough that never ends. I wonder if that's valid for the situation. Is this the cough that never ends? Does this just keep coming back and you're just like, when will we get rid of this cough? Like, that's the type, like, when will we get rid of this situation? Why does it keep happening over and over again? And I'm thinking of my grandmother with the dandelion roots. Because she used to tell me, you can snap them off, you can mow them off, but they're coming back. But she had this little tool where you dig down and you pull out that root from the bottom, and then it didn't come back because you pulled it out from the root. She's like, and she would tell me, as long as the root's there, it's coming back. That's what I'm kind of thinking with this right now. Like, that's why you're trying to find out. You're being very nice, very sympathetic, very, I feel like there's a combination of sympathetic / apathetic. Sympathetic, like you're trying to get them to talk, but apathetic, like you're like, no, I don't like this. I don't like this situation, and I don't want it to happen again. So it's kind of like, you're kind of like in a little thunderstorm feeling. Like, you care about the person it's directed with, but like the situation or what's going on, like if there's another person they're connected with that you don't like, you're very like apathetic towards that person, if that makes sense. But the whole thing is, you want to know, like, what is going on, like, constantly with this. What is going on? So then you can get in there, find a way to get that root out. Done be done. Right. Is there anything else with this? No. I apologize for all the disruptions. I love my dogs. Apparently they love it when I do readings, too, because they have to have their little 2 cents. So that's it for this reading. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.